Hey, what's up YouTube? If you're biased, don't watch this video. If you're biased towards Kartel or Mavado, just don't watch this video. But if you listen to reason and you want to hear some sense, then you can watch this video. Alright, ready? Alright. Mavado versus Kartel. Why it was a bad idea and what ended the war. Alright, the reason why the war ended, in my opinion, between Mavado and Kartel is due to the fact that Kartel made a mistake. Most persons won't admit it, but Kartel made a mistake. And I'm going to tell you where he made a mistake. Kartel has made numerous mistakes recently. And if you don't agree, then check out the fact that he's now in prison. If he didn't make a mistake, he would not be in prison. Whether you think he did it or didn't do it or will win an appeal, listen to me, prison is a bad idea, and that's the reason I said he made a mistake. And now to the next part of the mistake. The biggest glaring mistake that Kartel has made recently is due to trying to clash Mavado, an artist of the caliber of Mavado, from a prison cell. Yes, I agree. Only Kartel could try that. Only Kartel could do it. And we're not going to talk if Kartel is a good artist, because he has already proven himself to not be a good artist but to be a great artist. I know a lot of Gully fans won't want to hear that, but the guy is a great artist. He's one of the best dancehall artists that there has ever been and ever will be. But this artist made a mistake. There's no way he could clash Mavado from a prison cell. Why? Let me tell you why, if it didn't come to your mind. First of all, Kartel cannot clash Mavado at the same level that he clashed Mavado before. Listen, when Mavado and Kartel was clashing before, they were able to even counteract each other on the same rhythm. Kartel can't do that right now. He doesn't have the luxury to do that, because remember, one condition of his sentence was that he was not supposed to record in prison. Listen to me, if you're clashing on the same rhythm that was recently released, obviously people will find out that you're recording in prison. Not saying he is recording in prison, just saying it would look away. Next thing, if you're clashing on the same rhythm, you will have to be counteracting the person's words word for word. There's not much leeway you can do when you can't really clash the person word for word. So Mavado has the upper hand. The Mavado had the upper hand, and Mavado will have the upper hand as long as Kartel is still incarcerated. That is just plain facts. Alright? Next thing, Mavado, to me, in my opinion, is lyrically at his prime. Plus, the body of work that Mavado has under his belt currently is in favor. Let's not say that Kartel doesn't have a good body of work and good amount of music out there, but Kartel cannot clash him word for word right now, because that will only get him in trouble. So the good advice that more than likely someone gave Kartel is to end the clash. No matter, even if the fans are disappointed, his freedom is more important than him winning a war with an artist who is already outside. Doesn't make any sense. So Mavado has the momentum and Kartel is restrained because he's behind bars. Alright, what's the next thing? The two strongest songs so far in the war, in my opinion, has been Mavado's Mr. Death, which was a strong song. It's not strong enough to kill a Kartel's career, but it's strong enough that Kartel realized that based on the strength that Mavado currently has, that he can't take him on right now restrained. Remember, it took the best free Kartel to actually get to Mavado at the time when they were both clashing years ago. And now that Kartel is restrained, how can Kartel now take on a Mavado and at his prime? Not possible, not restrained. And listen to me, everybody should give Kartel credit for being able to wage a war from behind bars. It was a bad idea, but only he could actually pull it off. And I would argue if it was a weaker artist that Kartel went up against, Kartel would have won this hands down. But Kartel went against Mavado. It's not an easy thing. Wouldn't win. The first time I saw this thing go out into a clash between Mavado and Kartel recently, I was saying to myself, say, Kartel is making the worst decision, the second worst decision of his career. That the first worst decision really brought him to prison in the first place, and the second is what brought him into this clash. Next thing, what is there to gain from this clash by Kartel? There's nothing for Kartel to gain from this clash. Kartel will not get more fame. Kartel will not get anything else. He won't get more bookings. There's no way he can take bookings in prison. So there's nothing for Kartel to gain. And he found that out at the end of the clash, and he just brought it to a premature end. So it wasn't a fair clash because Kartel should have known better. So if you want to reward the win, you probably have to give it to Mavado. It's kind of unfair to beat a man with him hand restrained behind him. So if you consider a man punching somebody with their hand restrained behind them as a winner, then hey, take the points. But you can also give the loss to the man who goes up against the man knowing that his hand is restrained behind him and still try to fight. So it's up to you, the people, to judge who you think should have gotten that win. And as I said, Mavado had the stronger songs. And the fact that he's coming off the warpath with Popcorn, and the fact that Popcorn went out of the war and Mavado is at it. So therefore, that's the reason, in my opinion, that the war between Mavado and Kartel came to abrupt end, and it should, in my opinion, stay there for Kartel's sake. A man on appeal or waiting to make an appeal or whatever is going on with Kartel should not be getting into a war style, because when you're in a lyrical war situation, you will have to say some stuff that can get you incarcerated. I wouldn't go into war with anybody, because guess what, I'd have to sing some stuff, but guess what, I am a free person. So you imagine a person who is not supposed to be recording from jail making songs like that. Bad idea. Was a bad idea then, it was a bad idea now. And if you want to reward the award, the win, you probably have to give Mavado for this. If you think punching somebody with their hand restrained behind them is such a big deal. But the truth is, Kartel should have never entered this war. So I am non-biased in this, but it's just facts and everybody knows it. If you agree with me, you can leave a comment. If you disagree, you can leave a comment. Just make sure that the comment you leave makes sense and it's sensible. If it don't sensible, don't leave it. Straight. And thanks for watching, guys.